It's another weekend and it's good to be back on your screens. Take a seat and stay glued to your set. Today, we'll bring you the stories behind the stories you see on the news. The latest being the murder of the Ibuakwa North MP, brothers at war and the Accra Tower Clock. My name is Patricia Gasu and this is Reporters Blog. Welcome back. We're going to start with the brothers at war, and my colleague, Ambassador Extraordinaire, Seth Kwame Boateng, joins me in studio. Welcome.
Thank you.
My regular guest. Brothers at war. Tell me about it. How did you get there to Bunkrugu?
Well, I had visited Bunkrugu for like 4 times. But in all those visits, I went with a team that is security men and ministers. But this time around, I decided to go alone and investigate the issues, the troubles there. So I contacted a few people there who helped me reach the parties, the brothers who are fighting. And I got through to the security, the district police commander. The Northern Regional Minister had also assured me of my security. So I think I had all the support before I even got to Bunkrugu.
So you just had to be neutral, not to support anybody?
I couldn't have supported anyone.
But listening to both sides, when you got there, what would you say?
Well, it wasn't in my place to
judge
or support one or the other. You know, I needed to understand the issues. I needed to give both sides the platform to speak. What helps during conflict situation is when the one who feels attacked or that minority is given the microphone. It works magic, but we seem not to place much premium on that. When you allow the minority, the one who feels attacked, who feels betrayed, who feels that everybody's against them, if you give those people a chance to speak, you know, they calm down, and it also helps in the peace process. So that was what I went there to do. I didn't know the minority and the majority. Okay. I just went there to give each side the platform to speak.
But did you pay something when you had to go see both of them separately?
I didn't pay anything, but I remember one of the
because you know, as the tradition goes, before you go see a big man, you need to take something along.
Yeah, you needed to. Where I come from, you have to go with a schnapp and other things. But
their side didn't do that.
No, I think the one who let me gave 10 cedis or so to one of the chiefs, just to announce our presence, and that was it.
You didn't buy cola?
No, they rather gave me cola. I had plenty cola. Yeah, I had plenty, and I had to. You know, I'm told it's sour, it's bitter.
Why you didn't taste it? You've been given cola, at least you should try.
I gave it to my cameraman Aaron Tete.
But he likes it.
Yeah, he tried. I'm not adventurous, you know. I'm the conservative person.
You are adventurous in doing your stories,
but not in
tasting what you've been given.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about your journey to the place.
It was quite tiring. It was not quite, it was very tiring. It was a tedious journey because the road leading to Bunkrugu is very bad, very, very bad. And you get to a place, you would have to drive slowly. I said in the documentary that there's no way any car can do 10 kilometers per hour on that road when you get to part of the road. So you get to Bunkrugu very tired with your back aching, and but man, we needed to work. So, you know, when I'm on the field, I try to relegate all these things to background and get the work done. Afterwards, I get a chance to feel the pain.
Oh, so how many days did you spend there?
We didn't have a place to sleep in Bunkrugu, so we were in Nangpanduri, and we were moving from Nangpanduri to that place almost every day. You know, I think we spent...
How far, is it far, like,
It's
from
about an hour
Nangpanduri
drive,
to...
an hour drive from Nangpanduri to Bunkrugu.
The two brothers are in
Bunkrugu, yes, but we...
And none of them offered you a place to stay?
Oh, no, I didn't ask. I think if I had asked, I would have had a place to sleep. But, you know, we got to Nangpanduri first. We were doing stories over there. So we were comfortable where we got the hotel or guest house that we got. We were comfortable, so we could drive to Bunkrugu anytime, and which was okay. So we were stationed there, and I think, you know, we spent 4 days in that area, doing all the stories. You know, we had to at a point cross to Togo, because some of the Bunkrugu residents
are in Togo.
Are in Togo. Yeah, they are refugees in Togo now because of the conflict. They tell me they don't feel secured in Bunkrugu because they can be killed anytime. So they are in Togo, where they feel they are better and nobody can kill them. So we had to go there.
But did you find out what, apart from they fighting over the skin, why, I don't know, I thought from the beginning, generations back, they had a chief, right? So I believe that same chief is supposed to continue to
No, this thing is complex. You know, the chief died, another took over, and that's where the problem started. Those fighting are brothers. They are from the same clan, from the Luke clan, you understand? So it's not like strangers fighting over a parcel of land. They are from the same
So like a
blood.
firstborn and a secondborn.
Exactly, something like that. And they are fighting, and it's affecting everyone. People are being killed, properties being destroyed, a whole lot going on there. The place is really, really tensed, and people are not comfortable living there. No wonder a number of teachers have left the town.
You spoke with some student and the police officer, the commander, and he was listening to him. He sounded so scared.
Yeah, because I understand when they are fighting or when they start shooting, it's like a movie, as the commander said.
As if it is a war whereby a movie shooting coming from all the corners. All the corners. You cannot locate who is shooting at this time, who is shooting, who is here, who is there. Towards the police, where people are taking refuge with us. That night, I don't know where I will put myself, where I will even take cover of myself. Either I should dig a hole, enter it, or then I look at the people who are taking refuge. If we go there, then how are we going to?
It's quite scary when they describe to you because of the weapons that people use. You know, it's not like those AK-47s that the...
Because you're saying they invest more in weapons.
Yes, they prefer doing that because they feel they can be attacked anytime. So it's better they prepare and fight anyone who attempts to get them. That's why they are investing in guns and other weapons. So when they start firing,
the police can do nothing.
It's hard. I remember one day, somewhere in December, when they were fighting, I had called the regional police commander, asking him about the Bunkrugu issue. Then I heard the other commander, the district commander, call him, the commander, the situation is getting worse. We need more ammunition. So you can imagine. You understand? They use highly sophisticated weapons that when they fire, the police can't even detect the kind of weapon they shot.
Wow.
You understand? Yes.
Did they show some of the weapons to you?
No. How are you going to see them?
You asked for it.
No. None of the sides will tell you they have weapons. None of them will tell you. Yet, when they start firing or fighting, you see where they will get them from. None of them will tell you that they have weapons. No, none of them even confirmed that they had even killed anyone before.
Did you find out from them what has been sparking this conflict? Because it looks like we have peace for some few minutes.
You know, it's anger. It's anger. They are angry. They see themselves as enemies. Exactly. Any little thing can trigger the disturbances there. They see themselves as enemies now, and you wouldn't want your enemy to live.
Are they live in the same home?
No, they can't live in the same home. the Jaffok Gate occupies the skin now, so they are the Chief's Palace. Then the Jamon Gate have their their place around the police station. They live very close to the police station. So they can't live together, you understand? But speaking to them, I got the sense that they are tired. You understand? They are tired of the conflict, and they are realizing that it's about time they stopped, because you can't keep on killing each other. You understand? How would development come to the place? Yeah, because it's a border town. Bunkrugu is a border town, and yeah, people are not comfortable going there. So Bunkrugu is a district capital. They don't even have hospital. So anytime somebody is ill, they have to send a person to Nalerigu, Garu, or Boko.
Okay.
You get it. It's not the best. So I think it's about time they stopped fighting. It's about time they realized that they can jaw instead of using barrel of the gun to settle their differences. This wouldn't help. You understand? I think it's about time the media also gets involved to let them know the cost of the conflict. If we're able to analyze for them to really appreciate what they are losing, I think they will stop fighting. And I think things will work out.
How was it feeling like when you had to do the story, interviewing both sides? Was it scary or?
It wasn't scary. No. It's about how you approach them. It's about how you approach them. You don't go to them. You don't go to one and blame that person or that. Yeah, you just listen to them. I've come to you to hear your side of the story. So you are there to hear his side or their side of the story, and that is it. You are not there to judge. So you must be tactful about some of these things. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Okay, the documentary is still out there. We're still showing it.
And we are showing the part 2 on Monday, 6:30 p.m. On this channel. Monday, we are showing Brothers at War Part 2.
So you have to make a date, Brothers at War Part 2 on Monday at 6:30 p.m. Only on Joy News.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Ambassador extraordinaire from prison to now. Okay, the name is, anytime I want to pronounce it, Bumprugu, right?
Bumprugu.
Bumprugu. Anyway, thank you for your time on Reporters. But that was my colleague, Seth Kwame Boateng. Up next, I'll be talking to Derek Ekosam on the Ibuakwa North MP's matter. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Now my colleague Derek Ekosam joins me in studio to give us details. Okay, we've already seen what happened. Yes, that was on Tuesday. We watched, and you were there. So tell us exactly what you saw.
I've said all that I saw already. I don't know what else you want.
You were there.
Yes, I was
Tell
there.
us something away from what we saw.
Very sad scene when
Because at the end, you're just giving us updates. Oh, this
Yeah.
person just entered. This person just came. And that's. But you were there.
When I got in there at 6 a.m., I entered, I think, a few minutes to 6 because I had been called on radio, Joy, and so I was on phone and had to run into the house because there was a checkpoint and we were being delayed. So I just said, Charlie, let me run. So I had to run like 100 meters into the house. The moment I entered the house, radio just picked me on air. And I don't know what happened. I think I got infested with the mood over there. So I was also very sad as well. So the first report at 6 a.m. was somehow a very sad scene. It's not a scene I would want to remember. Not in the least. You can see I'm still sad.
I thought it was a crime scene and no one was supposed to get there until the forensic guys come and do their things.
When I entered the house, we were about taking the family of the late J.B. Dankwa out of the residence. And so I managed to see what was going on just at the frontal view of the house. I wasn't allowed to go behind the house. And right after the 6 a.m. report, I was pushed outside.
Okay.
And then no other media guy was allowed in there anymore.
Did you see his family?
Yeah, I saw his wife and his kids and some other family members being pushed into a black four-wheel drive. I think it's a Land Cruiser. and then they were taken out. They were crying and in tears, and very sad times. You could tell from the mood of the people in the house that they were terrified. They didn't believe that such an act of terror would occur to them, especially when the man had just arrived in the house. Police say the incidents occurred around 1:25 thereabouts. I understand the man got in around 12 a.m. So he entered the house, and then barely 2 hours after he had entered the house, he was gone. As to whether or not the assailants were in there before it happened, we can't tell. Very conflicting reports from the security guard as well. At one point, he says he saw the ladder there. At one point, he says he didn't see when the people entered the house.
You interviewed him, right?
He didn't speak on record. He was actually talking to somebody, and I just eavesdropped.
Okay. Like he was asleep. Another point, he was in the house.
Too many stories
Well, is he
as to how it
confused or what?
happened. I think he was also in the mood, in that sad state. You see, usually when things like these happen to you, you may lose your sense of reasoning and your sense of thought.
So how long did you stay in the house?
I got to the house around 5:55. We left there around 9 a.m.
But then the police had asked everyone to leave.
No, as of the time I was leaving, some other family members, friends, business associates, members from the NPP as well, they were all trooping in, but I had other work to do here, so I had to come back. And also, it was also because the police who should have addressed that said they would only address us at 9 a.m. at the police headquarters. So basically, there was nothing else left to do. I had gathered as much info as I wanted to, so I had to leave the scene.
That's a sad one.
Very terrifying scene on Tuesday.
Did you see blood stains and all that?
No, I didn't see blood stains.
Everything happened in the bedroom.
Everything happened in the bedroom. The assailants, we can't tell how many people committed the crime. They put the ladder against the roof. I think there's a word for that particular bar. They put it against it, then they walked on the roof. We have videos of how the forensic team climbed to that side. You would see all of that in there. It's not a scene I would want to remember, especially seeing men will like women and women throwing themselves on the floor and all of that. You could realize that from all that was going on, the family has indeed lost somebody close to them. You speak to the neighbors, they tell you the late MP was an affable person, somebody open to the public, and so
as usual, that's what
they don't
say.
understand why the good people die very early. He would have been 51 in July.
I don't want to ask any more questions. And that was my colleague Derek Ekosam. So on that sad note, we'll be right back with more. Please stay. Welcome back. Now I have my colleague, the new host for The Pulse, and okay, let me just hold that. My colleague Francis Aban joins me in studio.
Hello.
Hi Francis, welcome to Reporters World.
Thank you. This is my first time this year, isn't it?
Yeah, first time this year.
Okay, all right.
So after going to climb the tower.
So happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my dear.
Live on set. Hi.
After going to climb the tower.
Oh yeah, that was some experience.
But you know, that particular clock was doing wonders.
It was, and
it was virtually part of their lives, and all of a sudden.
Totally. The thing about stories like that is when you're going in, you have a certain expectation in your mind, and when you get there, things change. I remember on my way to Accra Central with Razak, the cameraman, I was telling him that, look, this is a story that will be basic, raw and simple. The thing is not working. People complaining, and that's it. But the kinds of stories I heard of people depending on this clock to give their children food was what shocked me, really. And the fact that in one organization, the Ghana Post Service, there were two strands to find. One person that says, let's do it because it gives us money. Another person who says, look, we can't even stand on our own 2 feet to operate as a company. much less fixing a clock for people in the area to
Is it
enjoy.
not something you just put a battery inside or?
No, it's not that simple. This clock is more than 100 years old, so it's not like your regular what you have at home, the clock you fix by your wall. No, it's different. And they will need a lot more than that. They need new equipment for it to make it work. And that's why they say they wanted some $6,500 for it.
Okay, so now let's talk about how you got there, how your cameraman, and at a point, the stand-up you did. Man, you were so far.
Yeah, I had to do something different. It couldn't have been the
BBC
ordinary
Annex.
stand. Oh no. I'm not even talking about somebody's international standard. I was just thinking of something unique and different to tell the story better. So you begin to appreciate it. It was not about me. It was about the story. The
But you
clock.
had some swag in there.
Okay, a little bit of swag doesn't hurt, does it? It doesn't hurt.
Okay, so we climbed to the top.
Yeah, that was some climb, and I must say that I nearly decided not to. If Razak was here, he will bear me witness. I told him I'm not climbing that ladder. He says, no, you have to. That's why we came. You have to climb it. And I had to pray twice. I called family to say that in case I fall up this ladder and I die, this is my last job.
Like,
So,
seriously?
yeah, I had to. But thankfully, I was able
Was it
to
a
climb.
high?
It was. It was.
You scared of heights?
Pat, look, nobody in this world can tell me he's not scared of height. In fact, when you climb and you decide to look down, you may fall. You may fall. Razak did it with ease, but for me, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. It wasn't. But it was a pleasant. It was a pleasant experience. The part that pinched me was not even climbing to the top. It was about moving to a very small, what do I call it? Like a floor window. I had to squeeze myself in and come back out.
Just imagine how you did that.
Yeah, I had to squeeze in and squeeze out. But it was a good experience. It made me understand the story better. And I brought everything out, the inside and the outside as well.
You know, people were seriously complaining.
That was.
I said it has been off for 4 years.
Off for 4 years, yes.
So this 4 years, they never reported it?
Well, for the
Until you
Ghana
got
Post,
there.
they know that it's not been working for 4 years. They know why it's not working. They need to fix it. It's money. And they don't have the money to fix it. But for the people around, in fact, there was some young guys I spoke to who said they will write a petition to the Ghana Post and ask them to repair the clock because it doesn't just represent, a hand and a clock and a tick, but it means much more than that. It's part of their lives and they want it back.
Have you ever had that clock? Anytime
Yes, I have. It
the
was
alarm
in
blows.
2003 was when I had it.
You were in secondary school by then?
Secondary school, yeah. But I was actually going to Kantamanto. Yeah. And I had to go see a friend at Bukum. And I had it at 12.
Wow.
Ringing, yeah.
It's we behind the scenes wouldn't know the essence of that clock to them. It's like more or less being taken away from your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
literally
It's like a baby with a lollipop. You don't know why he licks it, but it means a lot to that child. And so when you take it away, they will definitely cry. And for a long time until they get it back.
So how did you notice that particular story? Or maybe you went back to book home and then you realized the clock was
thing is
off?
that I had been driving past it for years. But the truth is, there are things you see every day that you don't pay attention to.
Yeah.
But just one day, it just clicked to. I'm like,
The news is just around us. So
I'm
Charlie.
like, this thing, it's been there for a very long time, but it's not working. Why? That basic question of why is what led me there. And I got the story, I guess.
What time does it take?
It used to 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4:30. 8, the day is starting. 12, top of the hour. What have you done with your day? Do you have to do something? Go do it.
So
4:30, workers have closed. They're coming back home or they're heading home.
What time did you pass there?
When? That's to do the story?
Did you know, like when you
The
day you went to
first
pass
day I
there,
heard it ring.
and then and the day you noticed
was-
this clock
It was
is not working
actually
again.
after 4.
Because I know by 12 you're
I'm on
air.
radio, yeah. This was after 4 that day. I didn't come to work. I wasn't feeling too well that day. I went to pass by to go do something, and then I realized that no, it's not working. And actually, there've been a couple of friends here who'd been mentioning that, look, this thing's
to
not
do
working.
something
Why is it,
about
So we need to do something about it. So I said, okay, then I guess that's my cue to go find out, and that's what I did.
Wow. But seriously, I like that piece. Okay, the swag in there, the stand
You can't
up.
stop talking about my swag, can you? You just can't stop talking about my
And then the
swag.
way you climb up that ladder.
I had to.
Wow.
Duty calls, I had to.
And you're in suits.
Yeah, I had to take
Man.
it off at a point. It got dirty, but we had to clean it up and still continue.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, I want us to take a bit of that story. That's exactly what he went through to get us that beautiful piece. We'll be right back.
That's the unmistakable chime of the tower clock at the Ghana Post Office in the heart of the Central Business District of Accra. It's a timepiece that has been a popular landmark for several decades in the bustling city center.
The tower clock here at the Central Business District next to Ghana Post Service is one that is of immense value to people here in the town. It's in the Central Business District. And for more than a decade, more than a century, in fact, it has been one of the most important, timeless artifacts you find in this town. But today, the clock is not ticking. It is not working. And the reason is simple. It's because this particular edifice has two main challenges: maintenance and the funds needed to do it.
It's been there since I was born, and I don't know the actual date, but it's a beautiful monument. I've not seen it anywhere. It was built by, I think, the colonial masters.
It means a lot. It means a lot because in the morning it will ring. Then workers will be rushing to work. 12 o'clock it will ring. The school children, but sometimes it came to a time that, you see, we are running shifts in the schools. So when it's 12 o'clock it will ring, then the morning session will close, then the afternoon session will come. So we've been hurrying ourselves to school. 4:30 it will ring, workers will close. Then that's what we all know about it.
Like the Elizabeth Tower in London, popularly known as Big Ben, for many residents, Accra's tower clock is much more than just a timepiece, as 57-year-old Aquile told me.
What you do your post office here? Can be a call time. What be a call time?
Our kids use the clock at the post office to update themselves. They come to you at exactly 12 noon to complain of hunger when they hear the 12 o'clock chimes. Also on New Year's Eve, we don't notice we have entered a new year because the clock no longer chimes at 12. We only realize we have entered a new year when drivers home.
Strange things can happen when the clock chimes at the stroke of midday across Central.
All I know about it is when it's 12 noon, it has this siren that it blows. And people around this area or elsewhere, when you hear it, they make the sign of cross. I don't know what that means. Really? Yes, anybody around here, when it's 12 o'clock and they hear of it, they make the sign of cross.
But for 4 years, the historic artifact has not been working.
The experience tells in the way you told the story.
Yeah.
Because it feeds into how you frame it, how you present it. You know the sweat and toil you've gone through, and you'll be eager to deliver the best product possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. On
Thank you
Reporters
too.
blog.
And I'm taking you out for Valentine's today. Ready to go?
We'll talk about that after the
Oh,
show.
why? Let's talk about it
And that
now.
was my colleague Francis Alban, the new host for The Pulse. So that's it. My name is Patricia Gasu.